Today I got a mouse. I'm gonna break down this budget mouse today in this video. This is the Attack Shark X3 lightweight wireless gaming mouse, and it's also wired. Let's dive a little deeper and see if this mouse is worth getting for the average PC gamer on a budget. All right, so jumping right in here, this comes in at 49 grams, has 26K DPI, has the nice little side buttons. It's also, I believe, where you can switch between wired or doing Bluetooth or USB or wireless, basically. We're gonna unbox the mouse here in a second and see how it feels, but breaking it down, for the price of like 37, which it currently is, usually it looks like it floats around 40 bucks. So I guess we'll just really have to open it and see if this price is worth it for gaming. So I've never really had a super high-end mice myself to compare it to, but we have a lot here in the store that I can kind of judge it off of. I do have a budget racer mouse at home that I can compare this to, and it looks like we actually got the black one, even though it shows the white on the packaging. That is a little weird. This comes with the USB to USB-C here. You shouldn't struggle too much with this one getting tangled. Comes in that nice spongy here. It's pretty long too if you actually prefer wired mice gaming. This one's pretty long. There is also the wireless option, and it does come with the instruction booklet, so if you wanted to dig a little bit deeper in the mouse, see some of the key features, how to program the buttons and stuff like that, this is a pretty thick little booklet here that you can follow along with. And on the bottom here, you will see the little wireless dongle that you can just take off. It fits nicely in here. And right off the bat, this mouse feels, but the buttons feel pretty good. I'll do a sound check here in a second. It is a little bit louder. Everything does feel a little budget, but it really comes down to how this thing actually performs for the price too. It is pretty smooth, and on the table here, compared to this mouse, this is just a Red Dragon one that we're using. This does feel a lot heavier than this one. This is just a full wired one with the RGB and the fancy lighting here. For 37 bucks, again, we can look at other ones on the market for around this price. But I'm actually going to keep these little remove stickers on for now. I know I won't have that same feel because I'm sure we're going to be giving this to someone or doing something else with it. And on the bottom here, you have a couple different button options. This is just switching between Bluetooth and wired. You have the connection right there. You have your DPI indicator light and the mode indicator light. So this is just overall really simple. If you're new to PC gaming and want a mouse that is reliable, this looks like this could be a good option. Overall, I think this checks off a lot of boxes for first-time PC buyers looking for some budget peripherals. It's not too flashy like this one with the RGB lights, which I personally don't like. So it's a little bit more sleek and low-key design. So now let's do a little sound test. I mean, right off the bat, moving around, this feels a lot smoother than I thought it would. I thought with the ultra smooth like mouse feel, this was not going to feel too good. But one complaint I do have is the DPI button being on the bottom, so you can't really switch it during a game. You're going to have to flip over, but it does have a nice color coordination. Red being the slowest, and then green. You got the blue, this like yellow color, a light blue, and a purple. Purple is going to be the fastest. That's crazy. So it does have a lot of options. It is really fast, and for gaming, I feel like it hits a lot of points for all gamers. I'm going to go back to green because I am not insane. Yeah, overall, this feels a lot better than I thought it would because I prefer a mouse more like this one that has grips and has a little bit more of a handle that you can grab onto. This one's a little smoother and rounded. It doesn't really have anything to grab onto, but it actually feels pretty nice. So we're gonna go ahead, grab the rifle here and test how this mouse feels. Again, I am on green. which I am not. I like to move the wrist more when I'm playing shooters other than moving the mouse. So a little bit higher for me was always good. I could probably even go up to the next speed. The blue, yeah, this does not feel bad. I am pretty impressed with this mouse. The side buttons feel pretty good, actually. I actually had some doubts about those as well because they were a little bit harder to push and click. This mouse is doing some work. But I think for first-person shooters or very strategic fast games, it has that option to turn up the speeds, get a little crazy. Yeah, like when I'm using a rifle like this, I like to go down probably to like red or green to be a little bit more accurate. But this does not feel bad at all. The scroll wheel feels pretty smooth. It has that little click button too. It doesn't feel as bad as I initially thought because it is a cheaper mouse. When I unboxed it, I had my doubts a little bit, but it all really comes down to the gameplay, how it feels. And if I was given this mouse to play with for like one of our giveaway streams for 6+ hours, I would not be mad at this mouse. I would game for those 6-hour streams, and I wouldn't be too mad at all. Yeah, I mean, really the only downside is the button on the bottom. I'm really used to having it up here, but sometimes you accidentally hit it when it's up there, so I get that. That's not always the best, but I really like how this feels. I thought the buttons are not as bad as I initially thought. Yeah, I think we've given it a good test here. Let's go ahead and wrap this video up and give my final thoughts. I played Apex a little bit more. I've taken the peelies off. I didn't notice any huge difference because I was a little afraid that the peelies were giving me a little inhibited gaming experience, but it really wasn't. I mean, overall, this is a very good feeling mouse. It is very similar to the Viper Mini or something like the Logitech G Pro, but it is a lot cheaper. Like this one is usually around 130. It's 70 now, which is a good deal. This is about 80. But for a more budget price, that 40 range, this is a good competitor. I'm still learning a lot about mice myself, so even though my initial reaction was a little confused because I'm not used to smaller, more smooth mice like this, after a little bit more playing and research, I quite enjoy it. And for the price, it's going to be a great pickup. If you don't mind a slightly smaller mouse, one that is very simple and easy to use, this might just be it for you. As far as asking the question, should I buy this or not, I would say you should definitely pick this up if you're in the market for a mouse and are looking for more budget peripherals that aren't sacrificing too much on that performance. Again, this is very comparable, I think, to the Viper Mini and the Logitech G Pro. I have used the G Pro and I really love it, and although it's a little bit bigger and it feels a little bit more expensive, I feel like the Attack Shark X3 has really got a good little spot here in the market for budget mice. But let me know in the comments down below what you think, and if you think you would pick up a mouse like this, and what is your favorite gaming mouse right now in 2025. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.